Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. Thank you for staying connected with me. Thank you for continuing to listen to my podcast. I really appreciate that, and I would like to highlight my website. If you have not checked out my website yet, please do so. The website is tawsifanam.net. Once again, it is tawsifanam.net. If you go to my website, you can read my blog posts. You will also be able to see more information about my published opinions. I've written various letters to editors and op-eds that were published, and the information about those published opinions are available on my website. And you will also find information about my books of poems. For those of you who did not know that I truly enjoy poetry. In fact, I write poems. I have published 2 books. You can go and check out those books, and the information is available on my website. So go check out tawsifanam.net. And once again, thank you for staying connected with me. Thank you for continuing to listen to my podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about the 2024 presidential election. I saw in the news that there's likely going to be another candidate for president from the Republican Party. And this person has not announced his candidacy yet, but he is likely to do so in a few days. The word right now is expected. It is expected that this individual that I'm talking about, this political leader, he's going to be announcing his candidacy soon. Now, who is this individual? He's a governor. In fact, he is in his 2nd term right now as a governor of a state. This is a person I have not met, but I have read about him, and he's definitely successful. And this person that I'm talking about, he is North Dakota's governor, Mr. Doug Burgum. And as I've said before, my friends, if you have listened to my podcast, if you have listened to previous episodes, then you may have heard me say that the more the merrier. The more number of candidates we have from the Republican Party running for the office of the president, I think the better. The reason I say that is because as more and more people announce their candidacy for president, the voters will get to hear from more individuals proposing different solutions, presenting a wide range of views, and talking about the different ways they believe that they can address the problems that we face as a country. So if we have several candidates running for the office of the president from the Republican side, then it's a good thing for the Republican voters, because then they get to pick and choose, they get to hear a wide range of viewpoints, and they can choose who they believe is the best person for the job. So who is going to be the Republican nominee for the president? I'm not going to make any predictions. I don't know. And I believe that the voters will get to decide. And so if more people run for office from the Republican Party, I think it's a good thing for the Republican voters. Now, there's one thing that I feel that I want to share with you, and that is, and I'm sure that many of you feel the same way. I think that there's a lot of energy on the Republican side. There's a lot of energy. We have great candidates who really want to work hard to fix problems, because there are lots of problems right now in our country. Since President Joe Biden came to office, our country has been suffering from border crisis, various economic problems, supply chain crisis, energy crisis, and the list is long. There are lots of problems that we are facing as a country right now. So we definitely need new leadership. We need new leadership in the White House, and there's an opportunity to elect a new leader in 2024. We have to elect a new president, a solid Republican who can fix the problems, a conservative who can fix the problems that we face as a country. Look at what we have right now. We have a Democrat president, and as I said, we have inflation, supply chain crisis, energy crisis. In fact, in Wisconsin, I'm paying around, and I'm talking about this long weekend that we just had, the Memorial Day weekend. When I purchased gas this weekend, I had to pay around $3.5 per gallon for gas in Wisconsin, in Madison. Can you believe that? That's really high. And then there are other parts of the country where people are paying even more. And so gas price has risen significantly, and it's not going down. It's not going down, and that is a big concern. And obviously inflation has eroded the value of money. Wages and salaries, even if wages and salaries have increased, the increase has not been enough to keep up with the inflation. And so people are suffering. People are suffering as a result. And this is happening because of the policies of the Democrat administration and reckless spending in Washington. And when I talk about the energy crisis, it's because of the Biden administration's anti-fossil fuel policies. It's because of their anti-fossil fuel position that we are going through energy crisis in this country. And the Biden administration is busy pushing for green energy. But we need fossil fuels. We need fossil fuels as a country. We have coal, oil, and gas, and I believe that as a country, we have to use the natural resources that God has given us. Think about the days when President Trump was in office. When he was in office, the economy was doing great. Gas prices were low, businesses were thriving, and everything was going well. And Donald Trump is running for president again. And, I want to mention one more thing. When Donald Trump was in office, border security was a top priority. His administration worked really hard to secure the border, to stop the flow of illegal immigrants, and securing the border was a very, very big priority for Donald Trump when he was in office. So President Donald Trump, now he is the former president, he is running for office again, and just like in 2016, there are several other candidates who are running from the Republican side, and I believe that more may be joining soon. And now let's talk about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Obviously, he's also very, very popular, and he's the governor of a very big and important state for Republicans, Florida. But Donald Trump is still the front runner. Former President Trump is the front runner, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is also running. Also in the race is United States Senator Tim Scott and former Ambassador Nikki Haley. She's also running for president. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, he is also running. And then there are other candidates. Vivek Ramaswamy, he is running for president. And as I mentioned, that there are reports that Governor Doug Burgum of North Dakota may be joining the race for the White House. Will there be more people who will announce their candidacy? I think so. If you ask me to guess, I would say yes. In the weeks and months ahead, I believe that there will be other people joining the race for the White House from the Republican side. My friends, I think that the political world is very, very unpredictable. People try to predict success and failure in political races. People try to make assumptions. They try to do analysis and try to predict who's going to win, who's going to lose, what's going to be happening. But there's really no way to predict what's going to happen. It's a very unpredictable world that we live in, and especially in the political arena, there's really no way to predict who's going to be winning, who's going to be losing. So if you ask me who will be the nominee from the Republican Party, nominee for the office of the president, I don't know. Former President Donald Trump is the frontrunner. I believe that. I think he's extremely popular, and he has strong supporters, and he's clearly leading. but there's around 1.5 years still left before we get to November 2024, and so it's really not possible to predict what's going to happen and who. Definitely we don't have to wait until November 2024 to know who's the Republican nominee is. We're gonna find out much sooner, but there's really no way at this point, as I sit here, and this is still May 2023, there's really no way to predict who is going to be the eventual Republican nominee. I just like the fact that there are various candidates running, and so the voters will get to decide. Voters will get to hear a wide range of viewpoints, and then they get to decide who they want as the Republican nominee. I appreciate the energy and the enthusiasm from the Republican candidates, and I feel positive that in November 2024, we will elect a Republican for the office of the president. So that's what I'm looking forward to. We have to win in 2024. Republicans have to win so that we can once again be on a path, as a country, we can once again be on a path towards prosperity. My friends, I know that there are many people who listen to my podcast. There are many people out there with a wide range of views who listen to the things that I say in my podcast. Now, some agree with me, some disagree with me. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in dialogue, and I welcome people to share their thoughts and comments with me. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with something that I've said in one of my episodes, please share with me your views. Let me know why you disagree with me, and share your arguments. Right now, I'm curious to know who my listeners are supporting in the race for the White House. Who is your favorite candidate for the office of the president? Is it former President Donald Trump? Is it Florida Governor Ron DeSantis? Is it Senator Tim Scott? Is it Ambassador Nikki Haley? Or is it somebody else who has not yet launched a presidential campaign? I want to hear from you. I want to know who you are supporting for the office of the president. So share with me your thoughts. I don't have anything more to add in this episode. Thank you for continuing to listen to my podcast. I always enjoy getting, hearing from my listeners. So share your thoughts and comments with me. Once again, visit my website, tawsifanam.net, and stay connected. I hope to be back again with a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam.